Suits LA Season 1, Episode 4, titled Batman Returns, is a standout installment that not only delivers a major franchise moment with a return of Harvey Specter, but also introduces some unexpected chaos courtesy of guest star Enrico Colantoni. While fans may recognize Colantoni from Veronica Mars or Galaxy Quest, his role in Suits LA takes a sharp turn into comedic yet oddly justified mischief. His character's idea of vigilante justice, carving explicit designs into his neighbor's hedge, all because of jealousy over the neighbor's sudden rise to streaming fame. It's absurd, petty, and yet completely in line with the kind of character-driven humor Suits LA is perfecting. What's particularly entertaining is how this fictionalized version of Colantoni is exaggerated to a near caricature, yet it somehow works seamlessly within the show's universe. The episode plays with reality, blending his real-life persona with a heightened version of himself that embraces his sharp wit and seasoned acting chops. While his antics might seem ridiculous on the surface, there's something oddly satisfying about watching him take his own brand of revenge, especially when paired with the legal maneuvering of Stuart Lane and Rick Dodson, who find themselves representing him in a case that should be laughable but somehow turns serious. The way the legal team spins Colantoni's absurd actions into a defensible case is a perfect example of Suits LA's balance between sharp legal drama and biting humor. Meanwhile, Ted Black has his hands full with a far more high-stakes case, representing a high-profile Hollywood figure accused of murdering his partner. The contrast between Black's intense legal battle and the sheer ridiculousness of Colantoni's subplot adds another layer to the episode, making it a dynamic watch. Despite the fact that Colantoni is blatantly guilty of his landscaping crime, Stewart's approach, tactless as it may be, ultimately works in their favor, leading to the charges being dropped. The chemistry between these characters suggests that this might not be the last time we see Colantoni involved in their legal shenanigans, which would be a welcome return given how much he elevates the episode. What makes Colantoni's guest appearance even more interesting is his perspective on the Suits franchise as a whole. Unlike many actors who might gush about a show before appearing on it, he has been refreshingly candid about not being a big fan of the original Suits when it aired. His reasoning isn't because of any dislike for the writing or the performances, but rather a broader preference for the way network television operates. Having played iconic TV roles before, including Keith Mars in Veronica Mars, Colantoni has a unique perspective on the evolution of television and what draws him to certain projects. His recent success with The English Teacher only further emphasizes that he's selective about the roles he takes, making his appearance in Suits LA all the more intriguing. Beyond discussing Suits LA, Colantoni also touched on a real-life feud he believes is actually worthy of a vendetta, and honestly, he might have a point. While the details of this beef are hilariously fitting for his personality, it's also an interesting look at how actors bring their real-life sensibilities into their roles, even when playing exaggerated versions of themselves. His playful yet brutally honest take on the industry is what makes his character in Suits LA so enjoyable, because it feels like there's just enough truth behind the comedy to make it resonate. With Harvey Specter making his highly anticipated return and Enrico Colantoni stealing the spotlight with his wild but strangely relatable brand of chaos, Episode 4 of Suits LA proved that the series isn't just coasting on the legacy of Suits. It's carving its own identity, one absurd but satisfying legal victory at a time. What did you think of Colantoni's guest role? Do you think Suits LA is doing a good job balancing humor with legal drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments.